What's going on, Tall fans? It's Chris from CYB TV, and it's the final pre-match chat for the 2016-2017 Premier League season. Sad to see it go, but all good things finish. All good things come to an end. But we will have football throughout the summer due to the World Cup being next year, so we'll be all right. And we have a bunch of transfers and whatnot. Always some sort of drama going on, and we can't wait. Honestly, I mean, this will be good for us as Everton fans because then we get to really see Ronald Koeman and Steve Walsh, working at their hardest, working at their best, because now they've had a whole year to really come together and formulate something. I mean, yeah, okay, Ronald Koeman's not going to be doing transfers this year, or, who knows how long. But it's going to be up to Steve Walsh. Steve Walsh, he is settled in. He's had, enough time to really see what we need and, really get comfortable. So it'll be good. Okay, so off to the game now. Arsenal will be our final test. I honestly don't think we're not gonna really be putting too much into this game, because it won't really matter if we win or lose. We're still gonna be where we are. So I say, let's just take it to them. Let's just look to ruin the day for Arsenal. That should be our goal. Just ruin the day for them. We did beat them in the reverse fixture, but that was at Goodison. So it's going to be a bit harder because Arsenal is, they've gotten themselves into good form for a final push to finish in their favorite spot between third and fourth. So, but I think they're just gonna be finishing fifth. So whatever, that doesn't matter to us. It's gonna be entertaining for its own purposes. So yeah, but it's really the more entertaining part is just to see how every other team around us do. Who's gonna who's gonna make it out of that final relegation spot, and who's gonna be going down. That's just the fun part. I mean, unfortunately, Chelsea was crowned league winners last week, the week before, so it was more entertaining. It's always more entertaining when it's really down to the wire, down to the last game, like how it was for that Man City season, that very first season. Aguero won City the title. That was a very entertaining year. Chelsea, they just kind of blew everybody out of the water. So, I mean, it started coming down to the wire once Chelsea started hitting bad form and Tottenham really started picking it up. And I was hoping that it was going to stay like that, but it didn't. So, it's unfortunate. But what we can look forward to is to see if Lukaku will pull his head out of his ass and start scoring goals again and maybe win the Golden Boot. That's what I'm kind of hoping for. Like I said, if Lukaku does leave, let him leave at least winning the Golden Boot. Let him score some more goals for us. And, if he wants to go, if we're going to let him go, let's let him be on his way. We're not going to find a direct replacement for him because he just, he's a talented kid. But we're just going to miss his goals, if anything. It's the goals that he has scored. And I guess that we can find. We can find a goal machine somewhere. And who knows? Maybe somebody will step it up next season. Kevin Morales was just quoted saying that he's up for the boss's challenge. He's promising that he was going to work on his goal scoring more. But that also means Kev's going to have to go back to, losing a bit more weight. I mean, he's lost a bit of weight. He just looked a bit chunky last season. So, and we kind of miss his blistering pace and, the stamina that he brought in his first few seasons with us. But, he's had a little bit of an injury issue. Not so much this season, though. But last 2 seasons he had a bit of an injury issue, so maybe that really hit him, and then he lost the pace that he used to have. Also, a good note is, I mean, this is for more next season. We could maybe see Yannick Bolasie back, and that's going to be wonderful for us. I mean, I miss Bolasie. We missed him since December. He he could have been that player maybe that could have brought those extra goals that Ronald Koeman wanted. He had. I mean, he wasn't really too much of a goal scorer at Crystal Palace, but he brought this extra force. He had a very good link up play with Lukaku. They're actually really good friends off the field anyway, so that chemistry was there. And maybe he could have pitched in with a little bit of a scoring touch. I think he only scored maybe 2 or 3 goals since before he went out with injuries. So you know maybe he could pitch it next season. Um, but the main thing is for this off season is just the transfers. You guys, I'm sure, have seen the new kits for next season. They've kind of grown on me personally, but they're still a bit off. They're not the best. Nothing. Honestly, we haven't really had too much. I mean, this jersey that I'm wearing, this kit, it was I liked it. It was pretty nice. The one for this season was pretty nice, but honestly, I kind of miss. I mean, okay, the season that we signed, we had that contract with Nike. Those kits, I think it was that season with this crest. No, they were hideous. Those, I mean, I think the crest made them really ugly, but I mean, I have it, but that's only because it was an Everton kit, and I wanted to kind of keep up with the more modern kit, but I've kind of slipped off, due to financial things. But um, I think the icing on the cake for that really ugly kit was the crest. So uh, yeah, I mean, whatever. But I plan on getting the training kit and the kit for next season because it's an Everton kit. They kind, like I said, it kind of grew on me. They're still not the best, but yeah. So yeah, so let's just see how it goes. Like I said, I want to see us at least ruin Arsenal's day, not let them blow us out. We don't want that. We don't need that. Let's ruin their day. Let's put the nail in the coffin for them. Let's at least come out with a draw or a win, because we could do that. That's in our ability. We could win at the Emirates. It's not impossible. So let's at least end the season on a high note, and let's just hope for the best for next season. Let's hope for the best for the transfer season. Just a bit of extra news. Sigurdsson, he was quoted saying he doesn't want to leave Swansea, even though he's been linked with us. Now that can be, all just smoke, whatever, because I think he really wants to leave. He wants to step up his football. I can see it. He's kind of outgrown Swansea. Swansea, they have a good team. They're not the best team. Sigurdsson's probably the brightest spot. Llorente, he's really picked it up. He's really got comfortable in the Premier League, so he's picked that up a bit. They have IU. So, okay, they have few pieces, few stars, but yeah, no, I think he wants to leave. That's just me, though. So, yeah, guys, that's it. The final pre-match chat for the 2016-2017 season. Let's just hope everybody, finishes off on a high. Well, I mean, everybody meaning our squad. Everybody else can, do whatever. Let's see who ends up staying, who ends up leaving. Yeah, who gets relegated. So, that's it. I'll catch you guys in the post-match chat. Enjoy the match and enjoy the rest of your day. Peace.